Hi Stampers, Nancy Novak here. This week I am working with the Banner Year stamp set, and if you're not familiar, every week I take a stamp set and I make several projects and cards, and I post them on my Facebook group and on my blog. I do YouTube videos, and then on Saturday I do a Spotlight on Stamping video right here on my YouTube channel, and it's kind of a recap of the whole week, but I get into more detail about how to use the stamps or certain dies. So it gives you a little bit more information. We kind of slow it down on Saturday and talk about everything, and then we make another project on Saturday. So again, that's Spotlight on Stamping right here on my YouTube channel. So today I posted this card here, and I call it my scenery card, my Halloween scenery card, and I just love it. And I'm going to make another one, so I thought I would pop on and share with you how I made it and all the supplies I used. So let's get started. So Banner Year stamps, this is a fun stamp set. Might get missed in the catalog, it's in the annual catalog, but it covers Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and Valentine's, and of course you can always use your imagination to use it for several other occasions, like the little squirrel, he's a cute little guy there. The leaves, obviously just an autumn card. So the to and the from, lots of tags you can make with that. Doesn't have to be, you know, an occasion. So, and from all of us, I always like that stamp too. So great stamp set, and I have mixed it up with so many different die sets this week and papers. So make sure you are visiting my Facebook group or my blog, stampinchout.com, so you don't miss any of these fun projects. So want to mention, I am using the Cute Halloween Designer Series paper on this one here, and these are 6x6. I love 6x6 because you get so much. You get 48 sheets, double-sided, and different designs on all of them. So these are really fun, and they're cute Halloween images. So be sure to check that out. I'm going to actually show you where that's at. It's in the mini catalog. And the paper is right here on page 51. So it's right there at the bottom. So I don't want you to miss that. I also use the black glitter paper for my bats, and that's also in this little mini catalog, and it's on page 53. So I just wanted to make sure you knew where that stuff was. Then again, visit my blog because I'm going to have all the supplies listed there with a picture of this card, so you'll have lots of detail there too. Okay, so for this one I have a piece of thick Whisper White that is 4 1/4 by 11, and I scored it at 5.5. Sorry about that. Then I have two matte pieces, one for the inside and one for the front. That's black, and it's 5 1/4 by 4. Then I have a stamping piece for the inside that's 5 by 3 3/4, and of course I got that matte piece. And then I have a piece of the Cute Halloween Designer Series paper that is 5 by 3 3/4. So then I used the window flower box die set. So this is also in the annual catalog, and I just used the dies for this card, but it does come with a coordinating stamp set. So I cut out the window, and I cut out the shutters, and I cut out the little window ledge, and you'll see all that as we get going here. So let's see, let me get started here. Okay, I want to show you some of these pieces. So I did a lot of the cutting ahead of time. So I cut out the black window, and I cut out the shutters, and I cut out my little images. I fussy cut those out of that Cute Designer Series paper, but I left one to be cut. This is the jack-o'-lantern that's in the Cute Halloween Designer Series paper, and I'm using Stampin' Up's paper snips. And if you guys do not have these paper snips, they are wonderful. They're very sharp, and they're small enough, but not too small for you to hang on to, and they really just cut all your little paper pieces out really, really nicely. So I'm just cutting this little pumpkin out, jack-o'-lantern. And that's all done. So those are the little pieces that are going to go on the front. Then I took this piece, now this is the same die that I cut out the window, and I took a piece of yellow cardstock, whichever you have a scrap of that's going to fit is fine. I believe this is Bumblebee, but Daffodil Delight or Crushed Curry, whatever you have. And I just went ahead and cut this out with my paper snips. And that's going to go. Trim this just a second, just a little bit more here, right there. So that is going to go behind our window like that. So that's ready to go. And then I took the little window ledge and I cut 2 pieces out, and this one I think is crumb cake that I did on my card, and the one I have here is, I believe, soft suede. So again, whatever type of scrap that you have, because that's all you need, is just 2 little pieces like that. And I just trimmed off that bottom part. And then I took my black marker, my Stampin' Right marker, and I took the small end and I just made a couple of dots to make it look like nail holes. Just like that. Nothing fancy, nothing too hard. Okay, and then let's see, get all these pieces here. For the shutters, I'm just looking for my Memento ink. All I did for this, I'm going to get my tweezers so I don't get my hands all inky. All I did was I took and I looked at which side is the textured side, because it does have all that wood grain look to it, and I laid it down on my Memento and I just kind of rubbed it a little bit, get some of that black on there to make it look tarnished and old and a little bit scary. So again, there is a right and wrong side. You can see there is a texture. When you have it in your hand, you'll see that there is a texture. So I'm using that side. So there we go, I did that. And then, what else did I do? I punched out, now I have a discontinued bat punch. And I went ahead and punched out 3 bats out of that black glitter paper. Now if you don't have that, this stamp set does have the bat, and you can just stamp him in black ink. Let me show you real quick. Where's the, oh, I don't have the stamp out. Hang on a second. So you could stamp him just like this, and you can cut him out. So, like I said, the Banner Year stamp set is pretty all-inclusive. It's got a lot of things that you can use for your card. So there's your little bat. You could cut out 3 of those, stamp and cut out 3 and put them on your card. I had my bat punch, and I definitely use all my stamps and all my punches and all my dies, whether or not they're discontinued or not. I still use them. So I just wanted to mention that. And then lastly, I'm going to bring in my stamp and my Memento, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp the Happy Haunting. Okay, and I'll show you, I'm going to cut that apart. And then I'm going to put this card together. So I went ahead and cut those words apart. And then I just did some jig-jaggy cutting of those words, just so they weren't perfectly square or perfectly rectangle. And then I'm going to put that on my card. So just wherever the letters went in, I kind of gave it a little jig-jag, just so it wasn't totally perfect. And that is it. So now we're going to put this together. The first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and put my window on the back. And I do have to trim it just a little bit more. I don't want it showing behind that black window. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I also want to stamp a little spider web up here in the corner. So let me bring that spider web stamp in. That's in the Banner Year stamp set. And I want this to show right up here in the top corner. So I'm just going to go ahead and stamp a spider web in there. And there you go. That's easy. And now we can glue everything together. So I just put a little bit of glue on the back of this window. And whenever I glue little tiny pieces like this, I like to take my silicone mat and kind of dab it, get some of that extra glue off, because we don't really need a lot and we don't want it gooshing out. And that's it. I can still trim some of this. I just don't want that showing behind my window, that yellow. Okay, so that's the window. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. And not quite in the middle, a little bit lower. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue my shutters down. And I kind of made them crooked, like they were falling off the window. Kind of like that. I'm going to put this one a little higher. I want to mention something about these shutters. There's one more piece in the window flower box dies, these little shutter pieces. I did them in white, but I guess I forgot to cut them out for this card, but I really don't think it's necessary, so don't worry about that. Now I'm going to bring in my dimensionals and I'm going to pop up, well, first thing, I'm going to put this on first because I want to make sure I have this positioned correctly. So I just put a little bit of glue on the back of one of these and I made a little X like that to make it look like this window is boarded up. And then I think I'm gonna glue it. I'm gonna glue this down. I was gonna look and see if I wanted to use my glue dots or regular glue, but I'm just gonna put this right in the middle of that window to make it look like it's all boarded up. Then I'm going to bring in my dimensionals and pop up my little ghosts. So this ghost is going to be right there. And then this ghost is going to be right there. And then my pumpkin is going to be sitting on the window. Right there. And then I got my happy haunting. I like to put this together first just in case, instead of putting it on my card, getting it all together, in case I make a boo-boo, I didn't ruin too many of my supplies. So I put as much together before I attach it. And then let's see here, I got my little bats, so I got to see how they're going to fit in here. Okay, I think I'll put this big bat up here, and did I pop these up? No, I used glue dots. So the only thing I popped up were the ghosts and the pumpkin. Then I brought in my glue dots, and I put a glue dot on the bat's wings, like that. We'll put him right there. And we'll put glue dots on this guy's wings. here too. Draw one down here. And put them down there. I'll put the little guy up at the top. And we'll put him right there. And now we will glue this onto our mat piece. That paper's fun, isn't it? All double-sided, so cute. Put that right on the center. And then my card is going to open like that, so we're going to put this on the front. So again, I will have all the information on my blog. It's almost ready to be published. I just wanted to get my YouTube video done so I could put my link on there. So there's the front. Very cute. Let me show you something before I do the inside. Look at this picture. This is the same card but inside of a frame. So this is a great little, probably fits a 5x7 frame. So if you like Halloween decor, you know, for your house, that would make a very cute little project. So now for the inside, I'm going to bring that piece in and my memento, and I'm going to bring in the stamp that says Boo. And that is all I'm doing on the inside. I just think it's cute, just like that. So let's glue this, to put it to the mat piece. And then put that on the inside of our card. And there you go. I know who this is going to. This is going to go to my nieces and nephews. I think they'll really get a kick out of this card. There you go. Happy haunting with the banner year stamps, the window flower box die set, and the pretty gorgeous cute Halloween designer series paper. So a lot of choices with that paper, what you can do. So I think you'll like that. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave your comments. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and click the little notification bell, and that way you will be notified whenever I make a new video. Make sure you visit my blog because I have lots and lots of other cards there. And come back on Saturday for Spotlight on Stamping. Don't be shy, stamp and shout.